Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Grandads Little Railway. As you can see in front of you, as I said in the last video, I was making a start on the back scene, and as you can see I've now removed it. I've got some bit more track laid, as you can see just from the front or the bottom of the picture. That's a single track, it goes right the way along to there. It's just starting to go around the corner now, and yeah, it's progressing. Right, I'd just like to draw your attention to this streamlined point that's in front of you. This is going to be for the runaround loop in the station. I was going to do it manually. I was just going to use my fingers and switch it backwards and forwards, but I'm not sure if it's going to be accessible, so I've decided to put a point motor in, and I've decided to use one of these. It's a PL11 side mounted turnout motor. There you go, one of them. The reason being, I don't want to make a big hole in the foam board underneath, and of course I'll have to run the wires as well, so I'd have to make an even longer hole, so I don't want to do that. Now it's not very thick. I guess it's about 5 to 10 mil thick. So what I'm hoping to do, I've got some brass tubing on order, and I'm hoping to mount it somewhere around about there, and I'm hoping that I might be able to hide it within the platform. I'm not sure yet, but I can run the brass tubing with a bit of rod to the point, and I'll be able to operate it that way. I'm hoping this will work out. If not, I've wasted 11 quid. We will see on that one. Right, now I'm down this end, I'm going to have a little talk about buffer stops and what I've come up with and what I intend to do. Some of you may have remembered or seen the video a little while ago where I laid my first piece of track. It was only about 1 inch long, and on that piece of track I put one of Pico's square buffer stops, and I put a light on it, and it looked okay, but it just wasn't right for the end of that station, so I decided to change it. I've still got the light, and I bought this. It's a Gauge Master N-gauge buffer stop and light. Yeah, really, let's take a look at it. Well, there you go. What do you think? It's giving me some headaches. Why? I'll explain. The light itself fits between the rail. The problem is it's a loose fit, so you've got to try and get it in position, get it square so that it's standing up, and then you've got to try and solder it in place. That took quite a few attempts, but yeah, I got there in the end. I mean, I've given it a very small piece of track. I suppose it's about 2 inches long. The buffer stops incomplete is about 2 inches long anyway, so it's on its own bit of track. And as you can see, there's a wire coming out of it. Now, because it's a separate piece of track on the end of the head shunt, that's going to be powered into the other lights on the layout, which is fine. But I would have thought Gauge Master would have got the sizing right. Surely. I'm using code SL300 track, the flexi track, and enough people use it. Let me just twiddle it around. Can you see the gap between the buffer stop rails and the track rails? That's about 1 millimetre to 2 mils, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. I'm going to have to try and find a way of filling that. I don't quite know. I might even be able to get another rail down there, so it looks like it's been really beefed up. But you know, for what it cost and for a major company producing it, they could have got the size right, couldn't they? Honestly, it beggars belief sometimes. But yeah, I'm going to persevere. It's all working now. I've got to paint it up, and you know, don't worry about the wires coming out of that. That's going to be buried in gravel and whatever. So, but yeah, I think it'll look quite nice on the end anyway. It's a better one than the what I had before. Right, let's carry on. See what else I can find. At the other end of the station, this is what we're going to sort of have going on. This point here is a curve point, streamline curve point, going on to another streamline normal point, and that's going to head off into the corner, where going to have a Pico turntable. Lovely, hey? There's another big hole in the foam board I've got to make. Wonderful. I'm hoping to be able to motorise it, but I'm not sure yet. Problem I've got, maybe you lot can help, is that when I've seen these on YouTube working, they seem to be very noisy. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to put up with that, but we'll see. I don't even know if it's going to be, I don't know, foam board's 50mm deep. I don't know if that's going to be deep enough. Again, we have to see on that one. But no doubt I'll keep you informed. Right, getting back to the back scene. I decided I was going to paint it, and I just wanted a very, very, very light blue. And I decided I was going to use my airbrush for the first time. And I was quite pleased with the result, but I broke it. I don't know how I broke it. I don't know if I clogged it up and then I've tried to clean it and whatever, but I broke it. So I've had to go over it with a roller, but I'll show you. There you go. Let's move you over. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with the result. I don't know quite what it's going to look like on camera. I'm quite looking forward to seeing it when I process the video and I'll put it up on the big TV. But yeah, it's sort of the look I was looking for. I think underneath the trees there, I'm going to have to maybe paint that a dark green. Or you can get some bushes, you know, lower down in the gaps, just to fill it up a bit. But yeah, hopefully that will work out okay. It certainly looks better than the paper anyway. I've got the rest of it to do. I've got to do behind the cinema there, and it's going to go right. It's going to go right the way along. I'll tell you what. Hang on a minute. I'll pull it up. There you go. It's roughly in place. Roughly in place. The only thing I found is with the foam board, obviously when I painted it, it got wet and it did warp it a little bit. It's not exactly straight, so I've got to do that. But I think once it's all seen it will look fine. At the minute I'm quite pleased with it. Where the joins are, that'd be landscaped up, and hopefully it would be hidden by tall trees. So I think what I need to do, I definitely need to give that last piece another coat, because it's faded right down to a very, very light blue, just so it all matches. I think what I need to do now is just crack on and get the rest of this track laid, at least in the station part anyway. And when I get the brass tube in, I'll show the point motor working, and hopefully, as I said, hopefully I'll be able to hide it. If that's a success, then I'll probably put one or two at the turntable end as well. Right, let's crack on. You know, I'm going to have to start planning what I'm doing and think things through a bit longer. As I've lost count the amount of times I've taken these two pieces of track up. It's got, it's up and down, it's like a bleeding yo-yo. Why have I taken it up? Well, I'll tell you. Obviously, as I just mentioned a little while ago, I've got this point. That's got to go in here. So obviously I'm going to run the tie bar across, or well, tie bar, piece of rodding in the tube, and I had to take it up so I can get that in. And not only that, this is like a streamline point. It's a second hand one. And what I didn't do here, let me see if you can see. I've done it now. I've cut it off, but these sleepers were. I had to cut them off because I couldn't fit any track to it, and I glued it down before I realised. Ah dear, I don't know. These things are sent to trials, aren't they? Well, as you can see, I've finally got my point relaid again, and I've got a point motor on it. It's not in the original place I wanted to put it. The original place I wanted to put it was over here. It's going under, so I could put it under platform 2. It wouldn't work there. For whatever reason, it wouldn't work. The point motor is a Pico PL11. Would I buy one again? No. It is way too fiddly. It's got to be at the right height for the point. No, that don't sort of makes sense. But what I mean by that, if it's slightly out, it won't work. Positioning it so it will throw, it's got to be spot on. If the point motor here is slightly lower or slightly askew, it won't throw. Possibly the reason for that, excuse me, is because it's so small. It's only what, 5 centimeters across, maybe a little bit more. It means that the solenoid inside is obviously smaller, and I don't think it's got the power. So unless it's actually spot on, then it won't work. It took a lot of fiddling and a lot of adjustment to get it to work. It's working now, and it's going to have to go underneath this the platform that's going here. Hopefully there'll be enough height. The motor itself is 9.6 mil high, and the platform of course is like 10 mil. So I haven't got a lot of room to play with. I'm just hoping it'll be okay. And to be honest, I wish I never started. But I've got there in the end. It's made me rethink what I'm going to do for the rest of the points on this station. Let me move you over and I'll explain. as you can see, I've got 2 points here. One's a streamline curved and the other's a streamline normal point. As I say, I don't want to use the PL11. I don't want to go through all that hassle. And originally I said that I didn't want to make big holes underneath the points. Well, I'm going to have to. These two are now going to have to come up, and I'm going to refit it with the PL10. What I've used around the other, round in the sidings anyway. Yeah, I've got no choice. I really haven't. Yeah, I'm just going to have to wet it and get the points up and carry on. I will get there in the end. I will have a train running by in one of these videos, I'm sure. Well, I'm going to leave this little video here. I thought I'd leave you with a final shot of the buffer stop light working, as you can see, and all the street lights lit up. They're all very nice. And I will see you again in the next video. If you like, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.